So my name is Anthonia. I'm from the PHP backend team. So this morning for today's KG session, we'll be talking about time management strategies for tech professionals. And some of the things we'll be talking about are the reason why time management is very important in tech.
If you can't see your screen, can you check?
You can't see my screen?
No.
Oh. Can you see my screen now?
Okay, yes.
All right. So, like I said earlier, my name is Anthonia. I'm on the PHP backend team, and this morning we'll be talking about time management strategies for tech professionals. And some of the things we'll be looking into this morning is the reason why time management matters in tech, some common time management challenges and techniques for prioritization, strategies to minimize interruptions, and how to maintain our work-life balance. All right, so the word time management, I believe we are familiar with what time management is, but time management is the process of planning and organizing how much time you spend on a specific activities. Time management is simply how we schedule our activities, how we make sure we become productive. All right, it enables us to accomplish more in a shorter period. It also saves us stress and unnecessary distractions, as well as it also leads to both success in both our personal and professional endeavors. And we all know how important time management is as tech professionals. We have deadlines to meet, we have tasks to carry out, we also have our personal life personal life endeavors to work on. So time management is very essential for tech professionals because it enhances productivity and it enhances productivity and it helps us meet like deadlines in a fast-paced industry. Meanwhile, while we try to become productive and achieve like an effective time management, there are some challenges that might hinder us, from managing our time successfully or effectively. All right, we have distractions, and as we move on, I'll shed more light on some unique challenges and how we can prioritize our tasks. Okay, so why time management matters in tech? All right, we all know that time management is a very essential skill that most job application out there, which you mentioned that they are looking for somebody that, some even say someone that can work under pressure, somebody that can manage their time effectively. If you go to the internet, some of the jobs online, some of the skills that they are looking for people that can manage. It's a very important skill. Like it talks here, like they are looking for somebody that can manage their projects, like and keep to time and meet deadlines. So it's a very high demand skill in fast-paced tech industry. And it also helps maintain work-life balance in the sense that it also maintains work-life balance in the sense that you tend to like balance your personal endeavors and professional endeavors in your work life, but your personal endeavors and your professional endeavors will be balanced. When you prioritize your tasks, when you schedule how you want your day to be, it gives leverage on the maintenance of your work-life balance. Also, it fosters team collaboration. All right, it fosters team collaboration in the sense that, okay, let me give you an instance. Imagine you're working on a project with other people and you don't keep to time. There will always be issues, but I'm sure it will not even give like a good image. It will not give a good representation of you in front of other people, because the moment your name is being mentioned, you're like, she doesn't keep to time, or she doesn't meet project deadlines. No, let's not give it. They will choose somebody that meets project deadline at the right time, let me just put it that way, at the right time, they will give somebody like that a chance compared to you that every time you don't, even if you end up meeting like and finishing your project, but the truth is you don't meet the deadlines. So I think we should all take into consideration how time management is very important in team collaboration as well. Okay, and there are some common challenges that might hinder effective time management: unclear priorities, distractions, overestimating or underestimating. Unclear priorities in the sense that you don't yeah, okay, for those of us that obviously we work remotely, I believe most of us here work remotely, and if you don't state your priorities, you will notice that there are some things that might take over your day-to-day activities. We might just be our phone. We might decide to check something online. Before you know it, we've landed on TikTok. Before you know it, 30 minutes later, we are still scrolling on TikTok, on clear priorities. Or maybe there are some tasks that you need to do, but you're not focusing on them. You are focusing on what is not like the number one thing on your list. Unclear priorities can also hinder effective time management. Distractions for those of us that work remotely, there are a lot of distractions. It could be people around us. It could even be unnecessary phone notifications. There are a lot of things simply that can distract us. It could be internet. Sometimes we go on Instagram, maybe in the course of performing our social influence engagement, we visited LinkedIn, you already performed that task. Before you know it, some people are already on Instagram, copying Instagram, they're on TikTok, watching TikTok. Before you know it, 2 hours is gone. All right, so all this made time and distractions, they hinder effective time management, and indirectly they affect our deliverables. All right, overestimating or underestimating. Overestimating in the sense that, okay, let's say you've been given a project to work on, and you're like, this project, it shouldn't take me more than 1 hour. I believe I should be able to. Oh, okay, let me give a very good instance. Okay, you want to debug, maybe you ran a code and you found out that, oh, there's an error, but because you believe you are an expert or it's not your first time debugging, then you're like, this shouldn't take me about 2 hours. It shouldn't take me more than 2 hours. And you notice that throughout the day, you're still debugging. I believe some of us that code very well will be able to relate. And the truth is, even throughout that day, you might not be able to fix the problem. Then the next day come, you're still debugging, you're still trying to fix the error, all right? Or sometimes you underestimate. You might underestimate in the sense that, okay, I don't think this work should be my priority right now because maybe it's just something. Okay, an example is weekly drill. All right, maybe we just want to like answer a few quizzes or like it's not my first time, so it shouldn't take me up to 15 minutes. Then we go on lead code and we notice that 2 hours we're still trying to solve the problem. All right, so these are common things that hinder effective time management. All right. Please, can you still hear me? Are we still together?
Yes, we are.
All right, thank you. All right, so how do we prioritize our work? Some common techniques for prioritization. So we'll be looking into the most how method. What's the most how method? These are our must have, our should have, our could have, and won't have. All right. So what do I mean by must have? These are project essentials. These we can identify critical issues or critical tasks that needs to be tended to first, that need to be completed for the project to succeed. You know, we can prioritize. There are some projects that are very important or there are some tasks that are very important in our day-to-day activities that we need not to neglect. All right. These are very essential. You know, this must have a tasks that need to be done, that need to be done first. All right, minimizing delays. They need to be done first. They are number one on our list. All right. Another one is should have. All right. These are important, but they are not critical to the project success in the sense that they are important, but they are non-critical tasks that can fall behind, that can come second, all right? We all know how, the level of technicality of some of the tasks that we do or perform, all right? So this should have a task that comes second, all right? They are important, but they are not critical, and they have significant value, but they can be deferred if the time is limited. Are we together? All right. So another one is could have. These are desirable but not essential. They are not essential in the sense that they are less critical tasks, that they are nice to have. They can be included in our daily tasks, and we might choose not to add them. Do you get? We can choose to add them to our daily tasks, and we can choose not to add them. Then they won't have. Yeah, these are tasks that, or these are some things that even if we don't do them, they don't affect our daily deliverables. All right. They are low priority or out of scope. Let me give us an example. Mm, okay, let's say for instance now, maybe you have like a personal project that is not company related, all right? It's very important to know it's your personal project, all right? Maybe you're learning something, all right? But you can schedule your time in the sense that this your personal activity, your personal work. They don't affect like the company deliverables or your project deliverables, all right? But they're still, so you can choose to, if time permits, you can still choose to do them before the day runs out. And if time does not permit, you can schedule them for another time. We're still talking all about effective time management and how we can prioritize our deliverables. All right. So how do we minimize interruptions? Right. Interaction plays like a major role for remote workers, most remote workers. Now we can set to not disturb times with our devices, right? I do it a lot, even though our data is on. Before you know it, your friend is messaging you on WhatsApp, the notification is coming in. Maybe somebody is going live on Instagram, you're getting the notification, or somebody posted on LinkedIn, you're getting the notification. But when you set do not disturb times, these notifications obviously they enter your phone, but you don't get them. Your phone don't ping. They don't make sounds that distract you. All right, so we can set up our do not disturb times. Also, we can establish boundaries with co-workers, teams, or housemates. We have siblings at home, all right? We can establish boundaries with them that, okay, this is my work time. I don't need you to be all up in my space. This is what I need you to do from this time to this time. If you need to pass any information, if it's not very important, you can let it wait, all right? We can establish boundaries with our co-workers, our teams, or housemates, all right? We can also use noise canceling headphones, right? Some people get easily distracted at any little sound beside them, they're distracted. Any little thing, even if it's just an ant that is passing, or they get like easily distracted. So we can use noise cancelling headphones as well. Then how do we maintain work-life balance? We can set clear work hours and stick to them. Take breaks. It's very important to take breaks, all right? Initially, I'm not someone that likes to take break here. Once I'm fixed on something, until I fix it, but I've got to realize that that is not even an healthy way. And as a matter of fact, it's when you take breaks that you might end up finding solution to whatever problem you're trying to solve at that particular time. Like breaks are very essential. They create room for a clear mind. Then you can go back and re-strategize. No, just take the break. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, and exercise regularly. As remote workers, we tend to be like in one position all the time. It's very essential that we exercise regularly and get proper sleep, please. It's very important. We need to sleep. I'm also guilty of this. Get proper sleep. Because sometimes we're very fixated on what we're trying to do. But we should also not neglect the fact that when we sleep, when we have enough rest, that is when we can perform our duty effectively. All right. That's all. So before I ask my questions, any question, any contribution? Does anybody have any question?
For me, the recommendation, I'd like to say thank you because I've noticed almost everybody is giving us the way to go for the year, how to start the year, how to be proper check, how to be at your best. Thank you. Presentation is awesome.
All right, you're welcome. All right, moving on to my question and answer.
All right,
So,
please, sorry, I have a question. Thank you, Antonia, for this presentation. I have some issues with time management, right? Maybe it's because of what I do. I don't know. Every day I wake up, I have my to-do list, and then almost every day I end up wasting the whole time on the first task, right? Because I actually don't, maybe because I have to do some research, I have to do some finding or what work before this time is no longer working, you need to figure it out and all that. So it's happened often. I don't really know, right? So at some point, the next task will be shifted to the next day. Is it my fault? Is it something is there something I can do about it? Or just like, because the thing is like destabilizing my plan for the day, maybe sometimes plan for the week and all that. I don't know if someone else is also facing the same problem.
yeah, I understand you perfectly because I used to fit in that shape. Let me just put it that way. But every time I wake up, I lay out everything I want to do for the day. And I'm like, this list is very long. How am I going to execute all this in a day? All right. So I think one thing that helps me is you see those tasks that are very, very important. I try to like tell them that okay, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I need to fix it within this stipulated period of time. I don't know how I'm going to do it. So I try to like keep myself in check by that. Then the lesser ones, though they're still all important, but the ones that I feel like won't take much of my time, I try to execute them first. But you see those ones that maybe I'm trying to make findings about an innovation, I'm trying to read up on something, and then that is going, it might take me the whole day. Or for instance, maybe I'm trying to debug something and that it can even take me 24 hours. I leave those ones like later. Like it's just all about like prioritizing the most technical ones and the one with that they are like easier to tend to. So when you prioritize well, I think you should be able to like do well with your time management because the truth is there used to be a time by all my to-do list at the end of the by the time I check everything, it's just to maybe out of 10 that I'm able to do before the day ends. All right. And again, so let's just try and you can schedule time. And okay, another thing that I've learned again is let's say for instance, I've scheduled like 2 hours to debugging a thing. And once that 2 hours exits and I'm still finding difficult, I let it be. Then I move on to the next task. All right. Then the time for that, once it elapses, I move on to the next one. But I try to like finish most of these things within the stipulated time. And those ones that are very complex that I won't be able to tend to, I try to like come back to them later when I'm in the right state of mind. And I believe I'll be able to like figure it out. So you can also use that method as well. Just takes time for each task, divide your time. Okay, you can even know how we used to have timetable when we're in secondary schools. Okay, from this time to time, so down to do from this time to this time. I do it a lot, all right? Even from the moment from personal development, I have like a timetable. I'm like, okay, this one is not going to need that, this one. Even if I don't finish within that stipulated period of time, I know that the time for that is over. Let me move on to the next thing, all right? So that is my own point of view, and I'm sharing with you. Does anybody to have suggestions for Mr. Samuel? I believe that was Mr. Samuel. So, does anybody have suggestions or recommendations they can give to Mr. Samuel as well? All right, ethically, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, good morning. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, adequately. Can you hear us?
Uh, yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. Thank you, Antonia, for that presentation. So I just want to add to what Antonia have said. So like they said, we all have 24 hours. You know, as if no matter how big your task is, 24 hours is all you have. So prioritizing what is important, what is less important. And another thing I want to mention is, however tasky our task is, we should always find time for balance. Recently, I've had some issues with tasks because I had some personal thing kind of do. But it doesn't matter. We should always create a balance with it. Whatever we do, we need to find, okay, this is important, this is less important. And that way we can be able to manage our time very, very well. Just like Antonio have said too, prioritizing the important things and what is less important. And that way, and one thing I just want to establish is that no matter how you feel your work is, how big it is, all you have is 24 hours. And averagely, you have about maybe 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Reduce that from 24 hours. You just need to make do with what you have. Do you get? So I believe every one of us must have had issues with time, but it is what it is. We don't have power over it. We just need to find a way to manage whatever we have. And with that, we can just get used to it. Though there might be some times where we need to compromise. Okay, there's something called miscellaneous. There's some miscellaneous tasks that might just come up. You just need to, okay, you pause what you're currently doing. But that way, it's just life. Just deal with it the way it is. Do you understand? And I believe we'll get better managing our time by God's grace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Adekunle.
thank you very much, Adekunle.
So, Mr. Samuel, I believe you are satisfied with the responses, right?
Yes, fine.
Right. Thank you so much. All right. So, back to my questions. I want us to suggest other ways we can maintain work-life balance. Can anybody mention other ways we can maintain our work-life balance? Okay, we can always come back to that. What is time management? What do you understand by time management in your own language?
Antonia, I wanted to answer to that first question, how we can maintain our work-life balance. So I would say for me, what works for me is maybe playing games. I love action games like COD. In a way, it helps me relieve stress.
All
So
right.
what works for me, sir? Thank you.
All right. So is anybody willing to share how they maintain their work-life balance? We can learn one or two things from you. Nobody? All right. So what do you understand by time management? In your own language, what do you understand by time management? Anybody? Or mention two benefits of time management.
I think you should call names so that people will respond. Anybody wants? Okay, so for me, I think I'll respond to. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll respond to what is time management. Time management is the way we prioritize our activities and prioritize our priorities, just like you have also, to be more productive.
All right, thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you. God bless. I got your definition as well. Thank you so much. So, Amira, can you tell us one benefit of time management? Amira, can you hear me? Amira is on the call. Boluwatife Faturoti. Boluwatife, can you hear me? You people don't want to talk. Nafisat, can you hear me?
Hello?
Who is that? Oh, I
Hello?
think yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I would say one benefit of time management is just to increase our productivity and also reduce stress.
Thank you so much. Thanks for all right, we need one more benefit. Actually, where should I call? Call Amon. Call, can you hear us? Like the people here are shy. Who is raising their hand? Who is that? All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you through.
Okay, one of benefits of time management is it helps us to make better.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, Drew, please, you can go ahead.
So I would say one of the benefits of time management is that it helps you to set goals and achieve those goals that you set.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for answering the questions. And those of you that did not answer, thank you for listening and joining. Victoria, I'm done.
All right, thank you. So I wanted to send this smiling emoji where you said for those of you that did not answer. Thank you for listening and joining. All right, so thank you everyone for joining today's KB. Our second facilitator is unavoidably absent. She actually sent a message. Okay, so I believe we have learned one or two things, and I love the fact that it was very interactive. So we're looking forward to more presentations. Thank you, everyone. Please do have a productive day.